Scorpio, this is your July 2017 forecast. If you would like a personal or private reading, you can contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com or book a reading via the website. I will put the links in the description box below. And if you would like my very special soulmate reading, which are absolutely my favorite readings to do, they are totally brilliant. They'll tell you when, how, where you will meet your soulmate, what they like, what the soul contract's about. You can contact me through the same channels. Right, now let's move on to your reading. We're going to start with your little angel cards and then move on to your love relationships reading and then on to your general forecast. You'll see your little angel cards say gratitude, faith, and expansiveness. This is a theme that is running right throughout your reading. Gratitude, as I said to one of my clients who does this every morning of her life, and I said, I actually think that she does because she has such presence of mind and she has such a lovely air about her, even though we correspond only by email. You could see she was one of those people that practiced this every morning. And it's a lovely thing to do. Every morning when you open your eyes, just think of 5 things that you are grateful for. Makes a big difference in your life. She said it does in hers, and as I said, one can see it in the way that she approaches life. Faith means keep the faith. Know that things will work out for the best, that they do work out for the best in the long run. Just maintain that faith. It also makes a huge difference in life, because then life will expand, it will broaden, it will open up and bring in those things that you were looking for. So those are your 2 ingredients in July to get that expansiveness. If we move on to your relationships, you'll see you get rainbow, downstream, and serenity. As I said, this theme runs right through your reading because that rainbow says you have been going through a challenging time. Who hasn't, right? But that one particular challenge in your life, something that has really been riding you, is about to come to an end. But always, and that is what this rainbow card really says, is just before you get to the end of that challenge, you will have to go over one more obstacle. You will have to move through one more obstacle. But when you do that, know that then the rainbow is going to come out and that particular challenge is done, dusted, you got the t-shirt, right? Downstream says to remember to go with the flow, and that's what faith is about. Life will be steering you in a particular direction. You will feel that tug and that pull. Try not to resist it. Go with that flow and watch where it is leading you, because it's going to give you signs as well of what is coming next, of what it is preparing for you. And that serenity speaks about the fact of maintaining emotional equilibrium to a certain extent, right? I say certain extent because of what comes up in the rest of your reading. So where relationships are concerned, there is a hurdle to get over this month. Go with that flow. Try to keep your emotions fairly even if you can, because you're going to find that will be the easiest, least, shall we say, challenging way to get through relationships this month. If you're looking for a new relationship, I would say probably July is not the best month for Scorpio. There's an issue that you need to work through first before new relationships are going to be on their best, shall we say, footing, or where you will get the best relationship. Now, if we move on to your general reading, okay, now this is where it gets quite interesting. What is very interesting is you've got only water cards, which are all emotional cards. And I thoroughly shuffle these decks when I'm working with them and slowly pick each card from it. So the fact that those 3 came together and 2 are actually one after the other really says a lot. And that emotion intellect speaks about that balance in emotions between love and fear. Being aware of what motivates you when you make decisions in your life. Is it motivated by fear? Is it motivated by love? When we speak about love, we also speak about you really like to do this job, you really like to do that, you really like to go here. That's love as well. And then to understand when you're being driven towards doing something, what is actually motivating you? That's going to be a question that will come up this month and that you will need to look at to answer. Then the 8 of water speaks about take the positive attitude where that is concerned. Have a look at the good side of it. If you are questioning your motivation towards something, check what is actually good about what you want to do, what is uplifting about what you want to do, what broadens your horizon about what you want to do, because that is going to be the key to making that decision or taking that action. And that Nine of Water speaks about emotional fulfillment, about reaching that equilibrium, about knowing when the good and the bad actually balance each other in emotions. We are all emotional beings as well as intellectual beings, actually more emotional beings than anything else. And to understand in July when you are motivated to do something, when you really gear towards doing something, that a lot of it is your feelings that are involved there. Even though you may say it's your intellect, a lot of it is your feelings. And then when you get to have a look at what is driving you, what feelings are driving you, you actually get a better understanding of why you're motivated to do that. And that is then where you can check, am I using my positive, uplifting memories and conditioning? Because honestly, that's how you make your decisions, is that is what is driving me, or am I doing this out of fear and anger and worry? Because then that'll help you make your decisions. And I think July has decisions to be made for Scorpio. And this is the best way to make your decisions. How this pans out is going to really depend on your personal life story. I mean, I can't exactly give you pointers how to make decisions for July because your life story is going to be very different. But this is the attitude or the way to go about making those decisions. I would need to know your particular story to say, right, this is where you make your decision from. Then if we have a look at your final card, you get that Eight of Fire. And that is about motivation. That is about moving forward. That is about knowing you can do what you want to do. You have the energy, you have the ambition, you have the drive. Not to let fear be the driving factor for you, I think is the big message for you in July. You're going to have a driving force. Try let it be towards positive, uplifting, building, creating, constructive action rather than action that is based on fear from the past, because we can't have fear for the future. You don't know what the future is about, so you're basing it on fears for the past. So that would be your soul path that is in the month of July. Right, now if we move on, if you would like to purchase your final two little soul guide cards, you guys got two this month. I don't know why I was driven to giving you two. Then you can purchase this entire deck for a very small fee. It's 12 cards. It gives you extra depth and meaning to the reading for July. You'll see there's a link, a URL, or I'll put a link in the description box below. You purchase the entire deck. You can use it for all the weekly readings in June as well as the monthly readings for July. This way you sponsor my channel, Helga's Artwork, get something beautiful in return. I want to thank you for watching, listening, commenting, liking, subscribing, and especially for buying the decks. Thank you, people.